So for this activity, you are going to be importing custom brushes into Photoshop. So the first thing you're going to need to do is download the brush file from Google Classroom, and for future assignments, you can use any of the downloaded brushes from the websites I provide. Once you have gotten into Photoshop, you are going to first click on your brush tool or shortcut B for brush over here on the left-hand side. And the next thing you're going to open up is your brush settings. So you can find it by clicking this little icon over here in your sidebar, or you can go to Window, Brush Settings, and that will also open it up. As you can see, you have some default brushes in here of different hardness and textures. What we're going to do is we are going to go to this little circle over here in the top left of your option bar, and you'll see there's a little drop down arrow. In this drop down arrow, you'll get a pop-up, and you can see there's a little gear here that represents the settings of your brushes. And in that setting drop down, there's one that's called Import Brush. So as long as you've downloaded the brush file, you should be able to click on Import Brush and find it in your Downloads or Digital Graphics folder. So right here I can see I have my Freeze Paint Splatter brush that I previously downloaded. And once I hit Open, Photoshop's going to do all the work. They're going to manually put in all of these paint splatter brushes that I just opened. So now you can see in my brush setting, I have all these different types of splatters for a paint splatter-like effect. So the next thing you're going to do is you are going to be choosing a color scheme of your choice. You're going to need at least 3 colors and using at least 3 paint splatters. And for every color paint splatter combination that you do, you're going to do it on a new blank layer. So for example, I can go to Layer, New Layer, or I can use my little plus sign shortcut down here in the bottom right. I will then find a hex code color from my Color Hunt website. I can then go ahead and paste in the hex code, hit OK, select the paint splatter of my choice, and then I can click the paint splatter onto my canvas. As you can see, sometimes less is more. The paint splatter brush is very large, so if I zoom out, you can see it is going to be larger than your canvas, and that is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and make a second layer, choose another color from my palette, paste in the hex code, find a second brush, paint splatter, put it on some different edges here, and do that a third time. And ultimately, you're just creating a really cool custom paint splatter and ultimately practicing getting in a custom brush. So custom brushes comes in all shapes and sizes. This is just a specific paint splatter one. Again, you might want to kind of hover your paint splatter off the edge so it's not too much. And you can kind of play around with not only the colors, but also toggling on and off your brush settings here to find those custom brushes. Once you finish, go ahead and save as a Photoshop file and export as a JPEG.